This is a voiceover because when I recorded it, it was a little too hard to hear my voice. So hi, welcome. Today we're going to talk about how to really just open up your shoulders and your pectoralis major. Okay, so there are a few ways that you can do this. Opening up your pectoralis major is really essential to keeping your shoulders nice and open as well. So it's counterbalance. And today we're going to start in downward facing dog. Shift yourself into plank. Wrists in line with your shoulders. Hips in line with your shoulders. Pulling your belly button in toward your spine. Really staying lifted. Try not to arch through your thoracic spine. Rather, keep it nice and straight. Push back to downward facing dog. Eventually your heels, go ahead and pedal out your feet. Eventually your heels will hit the ground. Just breathing through it, letting yourself be open. There's no perfect right or wrong here. Just be. There is some wrong, right? Just let yourself be. Try not to arch through your thoracic spine. Really open up and take your shoulders away from your ears. Release your cervical spine. So releasing your neck, and your heels will get closer to the ground. Eventually, maybe one day touch. Breathing through it. Even inhale, even exhale. Take a few more breaths as you're here. And then onto the balls of your feet, shift yourself forward back into that plank position. Breathing here, being nice and controlled, not arched in your thoracic. Opening up, being strong and firm. Knowing that it's okay to be slightly arched if your core is active. It's much better to be released and have an active core so that your pectoralis major is open. Shift slightly forward. Lower halfway down to Chaturanga Dandasana. Release into upward facing dog. Quads off the floor. Knees off the floor. Push back. Downward facing dog. Breathe. In and out. Letting go. Shift slightly forward. Coming back to plank. Dropping your knees to the floor. Now you may have to adjust a little here. I have to as my torso is longer. So knees stacked with your hips. Be sure you're stacked. Wrists in line with your shoulders. Be sure they're in line. Your body may look different than mine. Inhale, arch. Exhale, belly down, heart towards the sky. Inhale, arch. Belly button to spine, exhale, belly down, heart towards the sky. Continue going on your own for a few more breaths. Just really getting movement in that spinal cord. Sink your glutes into your heels. Walk your hands out to child's pose. Release the head or the forehead into the mat, into the floor. Maybe walk your hands a little further, taking your shoulders away from your ears. Reach your right arm up to the sky and then thread it through. So you're threading the needle underneath. Just releasing your right cheek to the mat. Breathing, letting go. Feeling it open up. Return to that neutral child's pose position. Left side, left fingertips toward the sky. Thread it through underneath your right arm. Relax your left cheek to the mat or the floor. Feel it open up. Breathe. Continue to seek your glutes in toward your heels. Return, child's pose. Now you're going to create an active child's pose. Palms off the floor. Lift up through your triceps, your biceps, engaging, flexing, feeling the muscles. Still a relaxed head, strong neck, just breathing here. Take 1 to 2 more breaths as you're in this position. And then release, palms back to the floor. Curl your toes under, push your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Maybe pedaling out your feet again, or remaining in a static downward facing dog. Right leg high to the sky. Step it through in between your hands. Runner's lunge. You're gonna gently stay here for a few breaths. And you may have to get there, you may have to walk your foot up, and that's okay. Now gently release your left knee toward the mat. Inch it back a little bit so you're not on your patella, so that you're on your left quad. Release the left foot and just breathe. Right fingertips toward the sky. Taking your drishti or your gaze up towards the sky, aligning your shoulder with your fingertips as best as possible. Think bone to bone. And then if you can go a little deeper, wrap your right arm around. Continue to look up. Gently release. Curl the toes under on your left. Step back. Downward facing dog. Left leg high to the sky. Step it through. Release your right quad toward the floor. And that's when people walked in. So you would